What is up, everybody? It's BBKDRAGOON. Before we get into the topic, I want to take a second and just say how cool it is that the Spartans Never Walk Alone pack is a thing, and that 343 put this in the game. The pack is available to everyone with the latest update, and it contains the True Light emblem, which is the first and only animated emblem in Halo 5, and it is to honor the memory of Craze Spartan's daughters. If you don't know what happened, I'll leave a link to the GoFundMe page down below, and you guys can take a second to catch up. But I can't phrase this very eloquently, and I'll just try and express my emotions. It's very bittersweet, but extremely touching, and a cool thing that they put this together, because looking at my friends list, everybody using the emblem, and so many people in matchmaking using this emblem that's going to forever honor their memory and forever be in this game. It's special. And it's a cool thing. I apologize, I don't know how to express it eloquently, like I said, but it's something that, you know, Spartans do never walk alone, and I encourage you, run this emblem. There's a bigger reason behind it than just, oh, it's an animated emblem, you know. Also with the update came this new map, Torque, which is a really cool map, and it's, I won't lie, the map makes me nauseous. If you guys have seen The Martian, the movie, this isn't a spoiler, but they've got bases like this where the artificial gravity is created by centrifugal force, and this spinning platform is what creates the gravity. It's a really cool map, but all the shadows that are cast like rotate 24/7. If you look at the horizon, it's rotating. Like, really cool map, but this kind of stuff, like, when I play this in matchmaking, I know, joke, get a little bit nauseous, but still, like, really beautiful, freaking cool map, worth checking out and hopping into a custom game just to move around, because the detail is insane. In the last video, I had mentioned that right now is a prime time if you want to grow a Halo YouTube channel or a Halo Twitch stream. We need more content creators, and there's so much opportunity right now, because it's not a very saturated scene, but there's a thriving community that's starting to grow, and this really is the first time since Reach where I can see the roots and the starting of a rebolstered community. People creating content, streaming, working together in the scene, having a growth period. And I asked you guys, do you want to talk more about that? Overwhelmingly, yes. So in this video, I'm going to talk to would-be content creators. I'm talking to you. Anybody can make videos or streams or art or music or whatever it is that you're good at. And we need more content creation within the Halo scene. So I'm going to walk you through some tips if you want to get into Halo on the YouTube side and Halo on the Twitch side. And I'll just say this up front. If you have any interest at all, I encourage you, explore that interest. YouTube is very fun. Twitch is very fun. Being a part of the community from a creative standpoint is something that's really cool. So let's start with the YouTube side of things. The stuff you'll need is the obvious ones. You'll need a capture card. I will not talk about like the specific equipment you'll need in this video. That's something that we could talk about for like 30 minutes. And if there's the interest, I'll bring in my friend Epos Vox, who's a professional YouTuber and tech reviewer, and we're going to talk all through, you know, the computer software, capture cards, the stuff that you might like, because he's had his hands and reviewed on so many pieces of hardware, and it's just, that's his wheelhouse. But if you want to do Halo YouTube or Twitch, you're going to need some kind of capture card. Yes, the Xbox One has a DVR built in, but it's fairly low quality, 720p, and it's already pretty compressed by the time it makes it up onto the Xbox Studio or whatever it's called. And then if you re-edit that and re-upload it, it looks just so crunchy and compressed. So cap card is pretty much mandatory. You'll need some kind of PC with some kind of editing software. On, you know, Windows, that's usually Premiere or Vegas. On Mac, that's iMovie or Final Cut Pro X. If you are using a laptop, just know that over time, if you're rendering a lot of videos, rendering heats up your computer quite a bit, and laptops don't always have the greatest ventilation. So if you have long-term aspirations, a desktop is probably safer. You don't want to nuke your CPU if you're heating it up really hot each day with renders galore. And you want to spend time learning how to use your software. There's 1,000,000,001 tutorials on how to edit videos and get them onto YouTube. Nothing is more frustrating when people ask, exceptionally basic editing questions to YouTubers when they could have just Googled it or gone through the process themselves. Anybody who's on YouTube at some point has gone through that process of having to be proactive and learn the piece of software they're using and how to upload with it. So are you going to stream or are you going to YouTube? YouTube is more of my wheelhouse, so let's start there. You want to make your channel, and you want to think long about your name. Not a long name, but you want to spend time thinking about your name. Pick a name that's easy to spell and search. Avoid numbers if at all possible. Make sure it's not phonetically silly, like I'm the Vanquisher, and the A is like a letter 4, and the E is a number 3. Don't do that stuff. Think of something that when I tell you I'm Taco Time GG or Taco Time QQ, people know what that is. Like, they know how to spell the word taco. They know how to spell the word time. You know what I'm saying? Like, pick words that don't have multiple spellings. Something that's easy and searchable. Once you've picked the channel name, you want to immediately make yourself a Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, all at the same time with the same name. Having that brand uniformity is critical. Next up is one of the fun parts, making your channel art. So I'm going to encourage you to take the time to learn how to use Photoshop or GIMP at a basic level. GIMP is like a free version of Photoshop. It can do like all the stuff you'd ever need to do, basically. I never knew there was a man can in there, by the way. That was the first time I realized that. And GIMP can do all the stuff that Photoshop can, so if you don't have the money for a subscription fee to Photoshop, then just pick up GIMP and make pick some artwork you like, pick some branding. This part's kind of hard because if you're brand new off the boat and you've never used editing software, me telling you make a logo, like, you're gonna go, what, dude? There are people you can pay for this, but when you're just starting out, I think a lot of the fun is learning how to do this stuff yourself. So just spend some time screwing around with GIMP. Look at some tutorials. There's so many cool logo templates that you guys can get for free, modify, change. And there's templates for your channel banner art. There's templates for your Twitter icon and your Twitter header. That's like the next step in the whole building process. Now, when you're actually thinking about creating videos, the first thing I'd encourage is to watch a ton of YouTube and try and find out where you might fit in. The key here with your videos is to be unique. Do not copy pasta others' work and style. It's extremely tempting to do, and frankly, everybody does it to some extent when they start, but please try to be yourself. That means don't be dishonest with your audience and try and be something you're not. Like, viewers will see right through it. If you're not a competitive player, don't pretend to be and upload games saying, I'm a champion and I'm gonna win this game. Viewers will see right through it. If you don't know a ton about how the game works, you probably shouldn't make in-depth guides about the damage stats of the light rifle. You get what I'm saying? Try and find what you can bring to the scene that's unique about you. Do you have a good sense of humor? Are you comfortable in front of a webcam? Are you comfortable playing in a live setting? Well, maybe some live comms. Or can I do a view of my controller? Not many people do controller cam, and I think that's interesting. Or maybe you're really interested in the lore of Halo. You will have to experiment. Sorry, I just kicked the mic with my foot. You will have to experiment, but watching a ton of YouTube and getting a bunch of inspiration, not just from the Halo scene, but from other YouTube spheres, that's how everybody sort of develops their style and knows where they're comfortable at. I'm not very comfortable with live commentaries in FPS games. Like, I sometimes do it, but it's not my comfort zone. My comfort zone, I feel like, is in a lot of ways, I'm comfortable with tips. I feel pretty comfortable doing, commentaries, but live comms is something I have to practice, and I don't have humor and jokes just flowing out of my eyes, whereas some people do. So find what you can be unique at. That's the trick, man. Don't copy everybody else. You will take elements of, other creators and put it in your work, but don't just do another, hey, this is me ranking from bronze to whatever in FFA, unless you can bring something really unique to it. Maybe your personality's special, okay? Set an upload schedule. I know when you're first starting out, you're going, I'll just do it whenever I can. But when you set an upload schedule, you're forcing yourself to get good at the creative process and repeat it. On YouTube, it's all about regular uploads. If you're uploading more regularly, you'll see increased viewership across your videos. If you just stop uploading for 3 weeks, then the YouTube algorithm is going to stop putting your videos in related searches, and you're going to have less ranking priority in suggested videos. So when you set a schedule, I'm not saying you have to upload 5 times a week, but let's say I want to upload a video once a week. That's going to force you to create on a regular basis and improve on a regular basis. I'm going to encourage you to interact with other channels your size. Forming a community of friends who YouTube is such a special thing, and it's critical for channel growth. It will help you get into the Halo scene. And guess what? There's a lot of Halo channels under 1,000 subscribers that you could start talking with and saying, do you want to dual comm? Do you want to create this? Do you want to work on that? Hey, I like that latest video. It can start out as just you talking to them in their comment section or on Twitter. But speak with channels your size. Don't go after channels that are multiple times larger. If you're just looking for shoutouts, they don't work. You know, if I right now shout out some channel, right, some random channel that has 200 subs, and I say, go check this guy out, I like his work, you know, maybe 100, 200 people go over there and sub to his channel, but they won't be active subs, and they won't have affection with that person, because if it's just a random one-off shout out, what does that say? You know, it doesn't encourage healthy community. It's just people throwing a name out there. Whereas if you're seen consistently working with others in the community and building something up together, that's where you're going to see growth, and you're going to see a community form. When I was getting started, I was very blessed. I was invited to make videos for iHaloZone, which was just starting at the time as a community Halo channel that had so many incredible content creators on it. And during the initial year and a half of HaloZone, it was unbelievable, the sense of community, and everybody was, you know, somewhat talking, interacting with one another. We weren't always doing dual comms or whatever, but there was a sense of family and community. And HaloZone is starting to put out a lot of new content with new directors, and this is one of those breeding grounds where we're going to see new talent emerge and new channels hopefully grow and craft this community. That's what I mean when I say this is the first time since Reach. I've been doing Halo YouTube now for about 4.5 years. This is the first time since like mid-Reach where I really see the potential for a community push and that family sense to grow, where people are excited to make Halo YouTube and you're excited to watch other content creators within that sphere, okay? Thumbnails. Learn GIMP, like I said earlier, or learn Photoshop and spend a ton of time on your thumbnails and try to make it match your branding. Since thumbnails have been accessible to everybody now, it's really forced everybody on YouTube to step up their game. You know, it used to be only partners got custom thumbnails. That was one of the biggest deals, like when you became a partner, because you knew if you made good thumbnails, you're going to outclass everybody who just gets a randomly selected image. The thumbnail needs to be polished and well crafted. And guess what? Working in Photoshop or GIMP, it's really relaxing, it's really fun, and like I said earlier, there's so many tutorials that can teach you basic things like how to add drop shadows to text and how to make certain elements pop, maybe adding some bloom to the picture, changing the contrast. Spend time making solid thumbnails. You know, you worked hard on your videos, give it the best front face possible, okay? Build your community, so that means replying to comments, talk with others on Twitter, and promote one another. That's like the healthiest way, you know, to start out. Always try to improve your videos. It's an ongoing process. You know, don't spam your content on subreddit or forums to try and promote yourself, okay? It's really tempting and easy to do when you start, but it's not going to garner you a lot of positive attention. Constantly ask yourself, is this a video I would click on and watch? If not, why? If so, why? You know, there's no hidden secret beyond hard work, passion, creativity, and regularly uploading. It's important to have fun in this whole process, and you know, everybody starts at the same place. And I promise you, if you are making good creative content right now, it's such a perfect atmosphere for a channel to explode, man. You could get like up to 1,000 subs quickly if you're making content that is creative or unique or helpful or funny. All right, let's move on to the streaming side of things. Less my wheelhouse, but I did stream, man, probably like 80, 90 hours of Halo 4. Had a great time doing it with you guys, by the way. When you're getting into streaming, learn to talk regularly. Be confident in yourself. You won't start with an active chat, right? You're going to probably have 0 viewers, maybe 1 guy, two people, right? It could take months to accumulate 7 or 8 concurrent viewers. And if you're relying on the chat to be your incentive to talk, it's not going to be a good viewing experience. So use your starting time as practice. Dead air is boring. Nothing is less exciting than watching somebody who's just playing a game and not talking at all. A huge part of Twitch is the personality. And you might say, well, nobody's in my chat. Nobody's even here listening. Why would I do that? How are you going to attract new people? Talk about your gameplay. Talk about something funny. Just learn to carry a conversation with yourself, because that's what streaming is. It's being an entertainer. Hide the view count, right? And just always, when you're broadcasting, believe that it's an audience of what you want it to be. Whether that's, 50 people or 500 people, act like that always. Even if there's only 2 viewers in there, hiding that view count and having the attitude of, I'm going to do a broadcast as if I'm broadcasting to 50 or 100, 500 people. It's going to improve your chances of some guy clicking on the channel, seeing it, and going, hey, I like this guy. I'm going to follow. And then that person becomes in your chat, and he becomes a member of your community. And who knows, maybe he becomes a mod. That's how it starts, right? Read chat. Talk with your chat. Don't sit silently. Test everything on a test channel. Do not go live on your main channel if you have not tested your settings or your audio and all this stuff. It's so annoying when I see all those Twitch notifications and emails from somebody who's like, testing settings, testing settings. Make an alt channel for that, man. You only get one chance to hopefully pull your followers into your broadcast, and if you're spamming over and over again like a bunch of test settings, the next time you go live, they're going to remember that, and they're probably not going to show up at the first bit, because they're like, oh, that's annoying. I got like 6 notifications from that guy, and he never was really just, he was just testing. Seriously, stop running tests on your main channel. Just don't. Spend the time making sure your setup is perfect before you go live. It's frustrating when I turn on a stream and like something's desynced or the audio balance isn't right. You have the ability to prevent all that. You just need to either do a local recording or a test broadcast to a test channel. You need a schedule if you're going to stream. Streaming requires you to be regular. If you're not showing up to stream on a regular basis, you're not going to have a chance to grow your channel. This is where YouTube kind of wins. YouTube, or I guess not wins, but one of the benefits of YouTube is it works 24/7. You put a video out there and somebody can watch it at any time of the day and potentially grow your channel. With streaming, people aren't going to be watching your VODs most likely, right? If you're a small broadcaster, they're going to just be watching you when you stream. So you need a schedule when you stream. You need to have 2 hours or whatever it is for a broadcast set aside multiple times a week. I encourage you to do events. Play with those in chat, right? Nothing gets people involved more than saying, hey, we're doing, chat game. If you're in the chat, you want to play with me, or follower games, hop on in here. We're going to go wreck big team battle together. Participate in fundraisers, special events, customs. Try to do things that set you apart from others within the category. Think carefully about your title. If you're doing pack openings for an hour, maybe indicate that, saying, I'm about to drop 50k rec points, all right? So come check this out. Be careful with your bitrate. If you have the internet, then you're like, I'm going to broadcast at 3,000, kbps. Well, remember, if you're not partnered, people will have to have 3 megabytes down to watch you if you broadcast at that bitrate. So when you're starting out, it might be better to broadcast at 480p or maybe, 1500 kbps at 720p, because I know plenty of people who don't have the internet speeds to watch a lot of streams because you guys broadcast at such ludicrous bit rates. Save it for when you get partnered, right? That's just my 2 cents. Man, this video went a lot longer than I had planned it to, but there's so much to say and talk about. I'm going to close the video by saying I do believe that right now is a special opportunity. We need more content creators. We want to grow this scene. If you're somebody who has any interest at all in this, I encourage you, get started. Try and follow some of the pointers within this video. If you have questions, ask them. If I can't answer them, somebody else in the comments can. And get involved, right? I have extremely special memories of my time with Halo Zone back during what a lot of, my scene and people from my time in 2012 really believe was a golden era for Halo YouTube. That can happen again. And I think we are at the point where the ingredients are all there. Now it's just time for new people and a new generation to step up and really Be creative, be relentless, be bold, and put content out there. I'm not trying to be insensitive, you know, when I say a new generation and all this stuff, because I know there's plenty of guys who are making good YouTube content. Continue doing that, right? Continue doing that. I've been, you know, so incredibly stoked to have this opportunity to get to make videos for you guys, and it doesn't happen without the support of this broader YouTube Halo community. If you guys have questions for me, please let me know. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like or a comment. If you're new, definitely drop a subscribe if you enjoyed. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. If you're asking about when the next tip video is, it's going to be here when it's ready. I don't want to rush that stuff out just to rush it out. It needs to be prepared and done. So, thanks. Have a great day. Talk with you next time.